Hey guys, Project Turbo here. Basically today we're going to do a video on servicing Ant's new car. If you haven't actually checked out the previous video, we'll put a link in the description, so go have a click, go watch that video on us showing you around the car and how much we bought it for, etc, etc. But something that we need to do on the car when you buy a new car, and what do you need to do?
You don't know the history of the life of a car. It may say in the service book that it's had a service, but you don't really know that. It is a good top tip to just service the car straight away if you can. Get new oil, new filters, new spark plugs if it is a petrol. For diesel, you don't really need to change go plugs that often, but it's always good. It's a good peace of mind to change it. I have got all the stuff in my boot for it, so we're going to take you a good step-by-step video on how to service your car.
Cool. So guys, first things first, we need to get the Clio in the garage because we live in England and the weather is never nice. So we never know if it's going to rain or if it's going to snow or whatever. So Ant's going to pull the car in the garage now. So if you don't scrape, standard car life. Auto light gang. So yeah, car's in the garage, so yeah, let's get it jacked up and get that old cruddy oil out of the engine.
Right guys, we aren't going to jack it up and use axle stands. We have some ramps available. That's going to be the easiest option for us. But if you haven't got any ramps, make sure you use a jack that you know this works, and always use axle stands. Do not go under a car without it, because if the axle stand fails, you're screwed. You're just going to get squished. Always use axle stands. Safety first is a key.
No. I think if you drove up, you'd be alright. But you can't roll back. That one's fine. It's just basically the thing that we've got on the ramp just slid backwards. Just moving this out of the way. I can't, the wheels on it. But you need to move forward without rolling backwards, if you can. So you're alright, do to a front up. It's all on. The other one slipped as well, but oh well.
So high.
Mate, you should see your splitter.
Is it flat?
You took a chunk out of it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you guys can't see. But, yeah, so car's up all on the ramp, so look, it gives us plenty of access underneath. Can have a party under there.
And the drain plug, I think, on these is at the back of the sump. So it just gives it that little angle so the oil's all at the back of it.
Yeah, because you do need to make sure that your car's either level, really,
yeah,
to drain oil, or at the point of where the sump plug is at its lowest.
Well, if you've got a car lift, then happy days. But we don't have that right now. Please, someone who can supply them, please sponsor us. Give us a car lift.
Yeah,
but
that'd be nice.
You got to improvise. Use what you can, but make sure it is safe. That's all I got. That's all I got to stress. Yeah,
that wasn't the safest demonstration of getting a car.
No, that was just a pure unlucky. But no one died. We're all okay. So yeah, that's the main thing.
Right, so now let's service it. Right, so guys, now the car's up on the ramp, you do need to put something on the back wheels. I mean, even though the handbrake does work very well, as Anthony has demonstrated.
Yeah.
Let's
not talk about that.
Let's not talk about it. So we put just some wooden blocks behind the wheel just to stop, or it won't stop the whole car, but if it was started to move back, at least it will prevent it.
When you do, if you haven't got ramps like us, and you do use a jack and axle stand, good practice is to give it a little wobble, make sure it's secure, because you don't want it, as soon as you go under it, it just goes bang! You're like a little pancake and you're going to get eaten by birds. But apart from that, just make sure it is safe. I cannot stress it enough. Okay? Let's get on to it now.
Right, so guys, before we actually get to working on the car, I am going to go through what we've bought for the car to kind of install and do the full service. So there is a few tools that you do need, one of them being a ratchet. It's always good because that will help you get the sump plug off. And you need a square 8mm socket. Well, for this car it's an 8mm socket, for other cars it might be different, so give it a Google search, find out what one yours is. But yeah, we've got an 8mm for the Clio, so we can get the sump plug off, so we can drain the oil. Now, in terms of draining the oil, I am lucky enough to have an oil drain with a funnel as well. Now, if you don't actually have something like this, I always recommend using a tub or something, which we've just got a little cereal container just in case. Ant didn't know I had that, so he bought over a little container just to catch all the oil. Now, we have also got an oil filter, so you need one of them. Every time you change your oil, I always recommend changing the oil filter. We've got another filter here. I think this is the air filter. Is it not? Cabin filter. And then we've got the air filter here. In terms of oil, Anthony has picked Castrol Magnatec. It is 10W40. There is arguments about the 5W40 and the, yeah, but we're using 10W40. We think it's just as good. And we are going to be changing the brakes. So we've got some Paget discs and pads. We use them on all of our other Clios, and we did used to thrash them about, and they actually perform pretty well, I think. So they're kind of all the tools. Now let's get working on the car. Hi guys, so right, the car's all jacked up, obviously, as you know. We are going to get onto the messy bit of draining the oil out. I've actually got a little industrial light so that we can kind of see what we're doing. Hopefully you guys can see what you're doing as well. Anthony is just checking the oil levels now, and he's going to take the cap off. Just be careful, if you have just come in from a drive or something, obviously, one, the engine's going to be hot. Two as well, I would let it sit for about 20-25 minutes just to let like the pressure and everything cool down a little bit, so you don't get no explosions of oil.
Yeah, with the oil cap, you want to just take it off. So when you're draining the oil, there's no airlock, so it just doesn't go glug glug. It lets air in, so it just flows out nice and freely for you. Just makes your life easier, and there's less chance of it being messy because it's not going to glug out and go all over you. No one wants oil up your arm on your face, especially with me wearing glasses. You know how much of a nightmare that would be. It happened to me before. I'll never do it again, not a chance. So yeah, let's get under the car. We'll get the sump plug out. We'll drain this oil out. There's the messy part.
Look how nice and freely that flows.
Make sure you put your sump plug somewhere you remember, and do not drop it into the into the oil, because you'll have a field day trying to get that out. So like we said before, if you haven't driven your car, let your engine warm up for about 10 minutes or so, because then you get this nice free flow, and the oil comes out nicely. Where if it's cold, it's just gonna be really thick, and it's not going to come out so easy. So I think this isn't really, it's quite a result actually. I've only got a little bit of oil on the end, but as you can see, it is pure black. So yeah.
So we're going to let that oil drain out, and then we'll move on to the next step.
This is why we do it. Alright guys, let's get this oil filter off. It is located in the engine bay. Luckily for us, it is on the top of the engine, but it could be anywhere for your car. Just have a little look around. It will look something like that. So yeah, let's get it off. There is tissue there just to stop any excess dripping out.
Right, as you can see.
There we go. Any excess oil, just drip it out into the drain. There's no oil in that, so it's obviously drained right out. You can just plonk that in there or on the side. There we go. Let's get it all back together now. Alright guys, got the brand new oil filter. It is good practice just to get some of the old oil, and just rub it around this little rubber O-ring just makes it have a good seal. Remember guys, these don't need to be no tighter than hand tight at all. So there's no, if you do have the tool to get the oil filter off, do not tighten it up with that. Just do it hand tight. It isn't going to leak anywhere, it's not going to come loose. But yeah, that is it for the oil filter. As easy as that. It should hopefully be as easy on your car.
You stole my heart of gold. After my silver soul, can you dig any deeper now? I gave you all I own, put you on
I can't see a thing. It's blinding me. The torch, man. For fuck's sake.
Right, so let's put some more oil in the car.
How much have we used?
We've still got loads left.
It's about a litre left, yeah. I used about 3 litres of oil. Should wipe it so it doesn't drip all over my car. I'm going to put about half of it in, then I'm going to check it again. So I don't want to go fill it up too much, because it's easy to put more oil in than get some out. If you do put some more extra oil in, you can get a little vacuum pump thing that you can use. It will suck it out. But they are quite pricey, so just be careful. You haven't got to spend unnecessary money on it.
It's better just to check it, keep checking it, than to not check it and have to do it all over again.
Well, that little pump thing I was talking about is a good idea. If you haven't got the means of a jack or any ramps or anything, you can stick it right down your dipstick, and then just pump it out, and it will get all the old oil out. Put it in a container. You can take the container straight to your local tip and dispose of it correctly.
Right, so guys, we have finished topping up the oil, and it's just going to show you where it should be on the dipstick. It might be quite hard to see on the camera because the oil is so clear. It's really, really hard to see, but if you have a look down here, guys, camera focus, it is literally on the top level of the dipstick, which is where it should be. So that's all the oil topped up. So yeah, now to do the cabin filter.
Right guys, we're now going to change the cabin filter. It is literally just under this little bit of scuttle here. There is no bolts or anything you need to undo. There should be just a little screw underneath it to undo it to get the cabin filter out.
but I'm a little stronger now. You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
Right guys, that was it for the cabin filter install. Now we're on to the air filter, so we're just going to show you how to do that on this specific car. Some cars it is easier, some cars aren't, but yeah, it's all the same principle. So
promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
So that is everything that we've done on the service, and it starts up. So now to reset that service light. Hey guys, so that is it for the service of the Clio. Everything is done. The service light is still on, but I think once we take it for a little spin, it should all come off and it should be good. So what do they need to do, Ant?
Don't forget, you need to like, comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification next to our name so you get told of every new video we upload. Also, don't forget to go have a look at our Instagram, project_turbo. You'll get little sneak peeks of new videos before they go live. So tomorrow's video is going to be new disc and pads on the Clio. It doesn't really matter, it's all on the Clio. It will be very similar to your car, regardless of what you got. So guys, that is it.
Till next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Bitch, I wanna party like Chris Farley.